Congratulations to the top three qualifiers for the 2019 Mexican Grand Prix. Starting in third place will be Sebastian Vettel. In second place, Charles Leclerc. And starting on the pole for the second time in his career, Max Verstappen. Max, sensational performance by you. Well done. Just how tough was it out there to find the limit in those ever-changing track conditions?
Well, I think it's just because the track is very slippery and it's difficult to get the tires working in the right window. So it all depends, of course, also on your outlap, and then everybody wants to try and be close to each other. So in the last sector, we're always slowing down, but then you just hope that your tires are working for turn one. And yeah, this time it was all going well. I think from the start of qualifying, the car was working like I wanted it to be, and yeah, of course, very happy then in Q3 to get pole.
You said this morning that you thought pole might be a step too far. Did the car exceed your expectations?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I think compared to yesterday, we even made a step forward. So that's always good. That's always positive. And like I said before, with the tires, they were working well this time, so that's good.
Many congratulations. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you, Max. Charles, coming to you, starting on the front row for the 6th consecutive race. How pleased were you with the performance of your Ferrari?
Very happy, especially in the first run of Q3. I think the car there was very good. Then in the second run of Q3, I asked for a bit more front, and it was just too much for the last sector, so I lost all the time I made up in the first sector. But yeah, overall, I think Max was just too quick today for us. And but the race is tomorrow. We have got a good straight line speed, which I hope we'll be able to take advantage of at the start.
Were you surprised by the pace of the Red Bull?
Yes and no. I think we expected them to be strong. After FP3, maybe we thought we had a shot for pole, and then in qualifying they were too quick. So yeah, a bit surprising qualifying.
Okay, thank you, Charles. Sebastian, coming to you on the pole last time out at Suzuka, P3 today. How would you describe your session?
Well, overall, I think it was good, but unfortunately in Q3, the first run I had a mistake, and the second run I was caught out by the yellow flag. So yeah, not ideal. Didn't peak when it was time to peak in the sessions, especially in Q3. But other than that, the car felt good. I think there was more in hand. Obviously, Max was a fair bit faster than us, but I think with a clean lap, we could have challenged him.
And looking ahead to tomorrow, how big a factor will tyre management be?
Sorry, how?
Looking ahead to the race, how big a factor will tyre management?
Yeah, it will be the most important part of the race. Obviously, we see how everything gets going. I think everybody opted to start on the medium tyre, so yeah, we take it from there. Obviously, it's a long race around here.
Okay, thank you, Sebastian. Let's open this to the floor, and as ever, please remember to give your name and publication. First question, please.
Scott Mitchell from Autosport. Max, what do you think made the difference here compared to previous races to have this sort of performance in qualifying? And how satisfying is it to hit back after a few sort of near misses since the summer break?
Yeah, so I think the last few races we have been really hurt, of course, in straight line speed. And on most of the tracks, you can't gain enough in the corners compared to what you lose on the straights. And I think here, it's still big, but this track has very low grip, so it's not only aero, it's also mechanical grip, I think, which is a little bit more important, and good curb riding and stuff like that. And I think traditionally our car has always been very good. We just made a mistake in Singapore with the setup, otherwise I think we could have been really quick there as well. But yeah, for us it didn't work out there. I think we learned a lot from it, and yeah, we came, I think, with a car which was very well prepared already on the simulator, where I was very happy with it, and basically, we didn't really need to change too much on the track, and it was working.
Thank you, Max. Next one.
Fatih Alikip, question to the three drivers. Do you think that the first straight line will be the same that Sochi? And how will you deal with the tow for the three of us?
Max, why don't you start?
Well, just look at the last 2 years. So I guess that says enough.
Anything to add, Sean?
Yeah, this time I won't be starting on pole second, so hopefully I can take the tow from Max and have an opportunity. But yeah, the start will be important for sure.
Nothing to add.
You will have a mega toe.
We'll see.
Okay, next one.
Lawrence Edmondson, ESPN. Max, it looked like you set fastest final sector despite the accident of Bottas. Can you explain whether you backed off or if you were aware of it, if you saw the yellow flags coming into that corner?
I was aware that Valtteri crashed.
Sorry, did you back off?
Didn't really look like it, did it? No.
Next one. Any more?
My question to Sebastian, Abhishek, IndianF1.com. Sebastian, as we know, this track in the whole calendar, it's at the highest elevation above sea level, 2.5 kilometers. Do you think there would be something like with thin air, a change in strategy for tomorrow's race, with comparing other circuits?
Well, it is a big challenge around here because obviously it's a very demanding track for the car. First of all, we lose a lot of downforce despite running all the downforce that we have. So as Max was saying, the cars are very sliding a lot, very difficult to drive. That obviously leads on to tires and tire management. It will be very difficult to get the tires to work and make the tires last. And the other one, obviously, with such thin air up here is to make sure you cool all your components, such as brakes, engine, oil. So, yeah, a bit of everything.
Thank you. Next one.
Jaap de Groot from Parool Amsterdam. Question for Max. Starting on the pole position, a new challenge according to the situation at the first turn. The last year you took a profit out of it from the second position. You see it also as a challenge to keep pole position.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow. I'm not too worried about it. You know, if they drive by, it's fine, and we have a good race.
Yeah, but the last two races that you won were decided in the first turn.
Yeah, that's true. Let's do it a bit different this time.
Next one.
Christian Mehnert, motorsportmagazin.com. Question for all three of you. Usually you all love the downforce, you all love the cornering speeds. Here it's quite different. We will get a presentation of the new regulations next weekend. We don't know exactly what we expect, but would you be happy to lose a bit of downforce in the future? Because for us, as a TV viewer, it looks quite spectacular to see the car sliding a lot in the fast corners.
Sebastian, why don't we start with you?
Well, I think as a one-off, it's nice. So obviously, if we lose a lot of downforce for all the tracks, that would mean that we lose a lot more up here as well. So I think it's always exciting to have fast cars. I think people also on the grandstand see if the cars are slow. Hence, I think the trend to go towards faster cars with the regulations from 17 onwards. But I'm sure that we are all ready to go a little bit slower, as long as it's a step forward for all of us in terms of racing. So if not, then obviously that's not really what we want. So.
Max?
Yeah, I think the cars are really quick at the moment, and I don't think you can find a way of following in a better way with the same cornering speeds like we have now. So I think we do have to go a bit slower, but of course not. I don't want to go 4 or 5 seconds slower, maybe 2.5 maximum, stuff like that. I mean, the car will still be very impressive through the corners, and anyway, whatever you drive on the limit, it's very hard. So if it's going 2 seconds faster, slower, doesn't really matter. I think in the end of the day, it's more important that we can actually race instead of just be there and can't do anything.
Max, do you enjoy the car when it's producing less downforce like here?
Well, I enjoy this car more, of course, but for sure we'll find a way of making that enjoyable as well.
Thank you. Charles?
I agree. I mean, the feeling in qualifying with this much downforce on the cars is just amazing, and I love driving that way. But yeah, as Max said, we'll need to sacrifice a little bit of that to have better racing. We just need to find the right, how do you say that? The middle way. How do you say that?
Balance?
Yeah, the right balance in between. Cutting the speeds and trying to follow.
Thank you. Next one.
Michael Schmidt, Automotor Sport. Max, today you lost only 0.2 on the Ferrari on the first sector. Yesterday was more than double. Any explanation for that?
I think we improved the car again a little bit. And yeah, maybe yesterday was not the perfect sector one, but of course, you always know what you can improve, or you try at least. Yeah, today it was just working a little bit better.
Thank you. Any more?
Carlos Alberto Velázquez from Reforma News. It's a question for Max. It's your second pole. If you win tomorrow, it will be your third winning here in Mexico. Wouldn't be Mexico your best race track in your life in Formula One? It will be your favorite for you?
No, I don't think you can change your favorite track. Since I was a kid, it was always Spa, so it's still the same. But I always love coming here. It's different, It's, of course, we have some tracks where we can go really fast through corners. I have a lot of grip. This is the opposite, and it's still quite technical, and you have to be really focused on, trying to hit the apex as well, and try to make the tires work, which is a bit different to some other tracks, which I like. And yeah, it's been good to me in the past, so. It's definitely not a bad track for me.
Thank you. Any more?
Fernando Alonso from motorlad.com. Charles, I don't know if we'll lose the chance for a really tight fight in quali, and do you think this will be translated to the race to have a very close fight between Red Bull and Ferrari?
Red Bull and again Max especially was very quick yesterday in the FP2 long runs. So it's going to be difficult, but I think anything is possible if we take an advantage at the start. There are, I think, quite big problems for cooling for everyone. So it's very difficult to follow around this track. So yeah, we'll have to take the opportunity in turn one if we have it.
Sebastian, do you think you'll be closer to Red Bull in race trim?
Well, I think we were very close today, maybe closer than the stopwatch was telling. So I think it was a match, and I'm quite confident tomorrow it's going to be a match as well. Obviously, it depends how the race unfolds, but also I would not rule out Mercedes. So.
Thank you. Any more?
Scott Mitchell from Autosport. To all three, please. Just go back to Valtteri's crash and the yellow flag at the end of Q3. Is it clear among drivers and with the rule makers sort of what you can get away with a yellow flag, and is it also realistic to expect you to back off all that much in qualifying when everything's on the line?
Charles, let's start with you this time.
Yeah, of course. I think it's clear for everyone that whenever there's a yellow flag, you need to slow down. On my side, the crash bot was behind, so I cannot judge that situation. But yeah, I think it's clear for every driver. It's the basics.
Anything more you'd like to say on this topic, Max?
No, I think we all know what a yellow flag means.
Okay. Sebastian? Okay. Any more?
Just follow up on that again. Why didn't you back off then if you saw the yellow? And
well, doesn't matter, does it?
well, it might do if the FIA look into it.
Well, then delete my lap. Second, the other lap was fine as well. Yeah.
Not from a safety perspective? Any concerns?
We'd have to go there to the safety. I think we know what we are doing. Otherwise, we wouldn't be driving an F1 car. It's qualifying, and yeah, you go for it. But like I said before, if they want to delete the lap, then delete the lap.
Okay, that's all we've got time for. Thank you, gentlemen. Well done today, and a full transcript will be available shortly at FIA.com.